So we're talking about angle pair relationships. 2 vocab words first. How many vocab words? 2. Just write down these 2 on your note paper. First one is and the second one is supplementary angles. Okay, looking at the word wall, let's find supplementary angles first. Can you point to it? There's a number to the right. Can you see that number? 180. Guys, on your notes, write down 180 degrees. Use my highlighter. Supplementary angles means you take angles, you add them together, and they have to equal what every single time? 180 every single time. So if I gave you one angle, like maybe angle A is, angle A is 100 degrees, and I told you that angle A and angle B are supplementary, what would angle B have to be? Perfect, that's it. That's the definition of supplementary angles. Add them together, they equal 180 degrees. Okay, go back to complementary, find out the word wall. So many words up there. Do you see the number by it?
Yeah.
90. So complementary, add them up, and what do they equal?
90.
90. Okay. So complementary is 90 degrees. Okay, so exact same process. If I told you that angle A was 50 degrees, and then I told you angle B and angle A are complementary, what's angle B?
40.
You guys, you got that already. Okay, so let me confess something. When I was in geometry, I learned these 2 words, complementary, supplementary. I could not remember which was which. I remember one was 90 and the other was 180, and I always guessed wrong. So finally, the kid who was correcting my papers said, "Why are you getting me wrong every time? It's like the easiest questions in math." I was like, "Oh, I can't remember which is which." And he said, my name's Amy, he said, "Amy, let me teach you something." So he showed me this trick, and I still remember. He said, complementary starts with what letter? Okay. Supplementary starts with what letter? He said, there's a trick. The trick is you only get to make one line, and it's going to help you remember. So one straight line on the C goes like this. Kind of looks like what number? Which reminded me that complementary adds up to equal 90 degrees. Do you see that trick?
I can see the other one.
And then the other one, a straight line, he said go like this. Kind of looks like a, to remind me that supplementary stood for 180 degrees. Yeah, one's 90, one's 180. There's a trick to help you remember. It really did help me. Okay, let's review right here. Oh, dang it. I put the answers in. Did you already see? Oh, let's change this then. That's the only difference. Okay, angle A is complementary to angle B. And angle B is, let's just make it up. Let me go back to the pen tool. Let's say it's 70 degrees. So if angle A is complementary to angle B, and angle B is 70, what does angle A have to be, guys? 20, perfect, because they have to add up to equal what? Okay, now that you know angle A is 20, but angle A is supplementary to angle C. So what does angle C have to be? Kaylee, you got it? It is 160. Can you tell those peeps are confused?
Oh, I see it. I see it.
How come, Kaylee? There you go. Do you see it's like 2 problems in one? You okay with those type of questions? Okay, thumbs up. You okay with complementary, supplementary? Okay, vocab words? Alright. Try this. So number 1, tell whether the angles are complementary, supplementary, or neither. And then I have a vocab word to teach you. But try these 3 first. Okay, can I get a hand in there? Will you talk me through what you did for number 1 to figure out supplementary, complementary, neither? Kaylee, what'd you do?
So I did 58 plus 32.
Oh, hold on, that color will not show up. 58 plus 32, okay.
And it equals 90.
Oh,
So it's complementary.
good work, Kaylee. How many of you did the exact same thing that Kaylee did? And you got complimentary. You double checked it? Kaylee, good job. Console for number 2, please. Kaylee, go ahead.
I just added 144 plus 36 and I got 48, so it was something.
Good job. So she added them together to double check it. They did equal 180 straight up, so she got supplementary. Before we do number 3, what if it's like 179.9? Would that be supplementary?
No.
Has to be straight up 180. All right, Kaylee, call them for number 3.
I
Here's
added
Neither. Kirsten, thank you so much. How many of you are like, yeah, I got this? Okay, another vocab word I want to teach you. Will you write it down? Linear pair. Okay, Max just said there's an easy way to tell if the angles will equal 180. He said the angles have to be next to each other and they have to form a, did anybody hear what he said? A line. Check this vocab word. Inside the vocab word, it tells you what it means. Put a box around this part. It's two angles that form a line. But a line, when you measure a line, do you know how many degrees it is? 180. So write that in your notes. Linear pair is when two angles are next to each other and they form a line. A line is 180 degrees. So number 1, number 2, number 3, which one is a linear pair? You can shout out, guys. Number 2, they're next to each other, they form a line, 180 degrees. Max, read my mind. Good job, good job. Okay, let's see what's next. 2 more vocab words. Will you write down this, adjacent angles, and this, vertical angles? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the board, and the angles are first. All right, adjacent. Definitely a vocab word. Might even come up in your English class. Adjacent, I'm going to model this. Right now, I'm adjacent to Gage. Right now, I'm adjacent to Tiana. Right now, I'm adjacent to Shane. Literally right next to it. So adjacent angles have to be next to each other. So let's sketch our own little adjacent. Check, check. Right here. So if I called this just like angle 1 and angle 2, would you say angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent? Yeah. They're next to each other. They're supposed to share a vertex and share a ray. And they do. All right, what about this example? Angle 1, angle 2. What do you think about those ones? Are those ones adjacent? No, literally touching and next to each other. What about this one? Angle 1, angle 2. Okay, those are adjacent angles. They're also something else. Well, kind of, if I was better at drawing. Corbin, what else? They're a linear pair also. Good job, Corbin. Trying to think of another example of adjacent angles. Does that make sense? Literally touching, literally next to each other. Okay, so adjacent angles. Oh, I have another example first. Next, circle angles. These are fantastic. Get ready. If you know these when you get to geometry, literally we use them every day. They are in almost every single picture we do. Okay, vertical angles. Draw in 2 lines. And then let's just name the angles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, back it up. Before I teach you vertical angles, are there adjacent angles in there? Yeah. Are there a lot of pairs of adjacent angles in there? Yeah. Can I get a hand in there? Give me 1 pair of adjacent angles. Jack, go ahead.
2 and 3.
2 and 3 are definitely adjacent. Back to Corbin. Are 2 and 3 also a linear pair? Yeah. Yes, they are. Kaylee, give me another set of adjacent angles. Kaylee B. 1 and 2, totally adjacent angles. Let's get one more. Alyssa, set of adjacent angles. 3 and 4 are totally adjacent. Now, all of those adjacent pairs that you just mentioned, are they all linear pairs? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Okay, here comes vertical. Vertical angles, this is what's so fantastic about them. They are always equal. Always, always. So once you know one, you always know the other. Okay, get in your notes. Okay, vertical angles. Here's 1 pair of vertical angles, and I'll bet you see what. I'll bet once I tell you, you'll see why they're vertical. Angle 1 and angle 3 are vertical, which means angle 1 equals angle 3. It's congruent to it. Do you see that? They're literally across from each other. It's like they're staring at each other. They both make a V. Vertical, vertical. There's only 1 more pair of vertical angles in there. What's the other pair, guys? You can shout it out.
4 and 2.
4 and 2 is the other set of vertical angles. What's so great about angle 4 and angle 2, though? They're equal. Let me show you why that's great. Are you ready? Once you know one in any one of these pictures, you always can find the other 3. All right, let's start with angle 2. Let's say that angle 2 is, I don't know, estimated. What do you think that looks like?
75.
90. Should we go a little bit less because it's not perfect? Should we just do 80? All right, if this is 80 degrees, what else is 80 degrees?
All of them.
4. 4 has to be 80 degrees. Not all of them, though. All right, 4 is 80 degrees because they're vertical angles. Why is it 80 degrees, guys? They're vertical angles. Okay, this goes back to what Corbin pointed out. Angle 1 and angle 4, what's the name of them? There's actually 2 ways to describe them. They're a linear pair. Do you remember the other vocabulary for them? They're also adjacent. Linear pair and adjacent, but what Corbin pointed out, knowing they're a linear pair is really helpful. If they're a linear pair, they form a line, which is what measurement? 180 degrees. So these two together should equal 180. So what does angle 1 have to be? There you go. Do you see that? 100 plus 80 is 180 degrees. So if this is 100, what's this one? See how it kind of falls in place like a little puzzle? Let's do another one. Let me grab the eraser. Keep the same picture. All right. If I told you that angle 1 was, I don't know, let's go 110 degrees. Find the other 3 angles. Write it on your notes. Go, go, go. What order are you going? Hand in the air. Which one do you want to tell me first? Shane, which one? 3. What is angle 3? 110. How come, Shane? Perfect. Why is it equal to number 1? What's the vocab word for it? Vertical angles. Shane, you did great. Shane, call on someone else for another angle. Skyler. Okay, what is that? 70.
If you take 110 or 180 and minus 110, it equals 70.
Good job. Thank you for describing what you did. You took 180 minus 110, you got 70. All right, guys, if that one's 70, what's angle 4? 70. How many of you are like, yeah, I got this? Pretty convenient once you know one. Good job, good job. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, these ones, can you solve them? Should we do it together? First question is, this example, adjacent or vertical? What is it? Okay, write on your notes. This one's totally vertical. Okay, if those are vertical, what does x have to equal? There you go, you're done. Okay, letter B, vertical or adjacent? Adjacent, they're right next to each other, right? So letter B, adjacent. But you've got to notice something in the picture to figure out x. It's a right angle, which is what measurement? 90. Right angle is 90. Can someone raise your hand? What are you going to do with 90, 55 in the picture? What's the plan? Come on, what are you going to do? 90 minus 55, 35 is going to be x. How many? I got that one. You okay, Kelsey? Okay. These ones. Can we do them really fast? All right. Number 4. Adjacent or vertical?
Adjacent.
Adjacent. Impress me. What's another vocab word for them?
Linear.
Say it again.
Linear.
Perfect. Linear pair. Can we get a hand in the air? What are you going to do for this one? What's your plan? What's your plan? Go ahead, Kirsten. Yes, thanks for saying that. She said since the linear pair is 180, 180 minus 68. Grace, shout out. What is it? 112? All right. Number 5, adjacent or vertical?
Vertical.
Vertical. Hand in the air. Well, no, I don't think we really need a hand in the air. Guys, what's x? Totally 90 degrees. They're the same? Number 6, adjacent or vertical?
Adjacent.
Adjacent. What's your plan on this one? Yeah, perfect. 90 minus 70. Guys, is that just 18?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Can you see the tree problem? Tree problem. Adjacent or vertical? I think so too. I'm going to highlight it for those of you in the back. It's this right here. Right? They're right next to each other, so I agree Shane have to be adjacent. And then that little angle measure is what? So what's your plan on this one? Perfect. Natalie, do you have an answer for us? Thank you, Natalie.
It kind of looks like there's 3.
It does, yeah. You okay on these ones? Still pretty good? Okay, now we're going to review some algebra that you did, and you were fantastic with it. We did it with whiteboards, but it's been a long. First off, look at those two. Adjacent or vertical?
Vertical. Adjacent.
I heard both. Guys, which one is it?
Vertical.
Depends on which one.
Look, guys, they gave us this one and this one. Adjacent or vertical? They're adjacent. Those two are next to each other. What's another vocab word to describe this example? Linear pair. Let's go with the linear pair. Linear pair means add them together and they equal what? Okay, 180 is on your note. You want the reminder for when you spin away. Okay, here we go. So we can add them together and set them equal to what? Okay, write it down. So we're doing 3x plus 2 plus 148 is going to equal 180. They're a linear pair. Take your time, write it down. Make sure you let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay, right here. These two numbers are on the same side. So let's combine them. What's 2 plus 148?
150.
Okay, so let's put 150 right here. And then just copy down the rest. We still have 3x plus 150 equals 180. Okay, this is all about isolating the variable using the inverse operation. What I noticed in my morning class before, you guys, is people were trying to do 3x plus 150 and combine them.
No.
You can't. Why not?
Because you have to get rid of the thing just like the top, like right by the variables. You have to get rid of 150 by minus.
Perfect, Skylar. It's all about putting stuff together that can be grouped together. Does anything else in this problem have an x on it? No, so let's just get our numbers together. Inverse. Look at it. I really hope your eyeballs just go straight to it. This is a plus 150. How do you get rid of a plus 150?
Minus.
That's it. Write it down. Write it down so you have the steps to focus on later. So minus 150 from both of the numbers. Yeah, it's been a while though, huh? So then we'll have 3x. This is now gone. Equals, guys, you got this. What's 180 minus 150? Okay. You just have one more step. Guys, what's going on with this 3 and the x?
They're multiplying.
How do you multiply?
Divide.
Divide. Divide by what on both sides?
3.
Divide by 3. Divide by 3. So x is an easy what? This whole time. Okay, questions on the steps. We're going to do a couple more. Thank you for writing them down. You will want to see them later. Okay, ready for another one? What about this one? First or adjacent?
Vertical.
Vertical. So this is so great about vertical. I love that someone said equal. So on this one, don't add them together instead of equal to 180. Make them equal each other. So this one is going to be a setup of 3x plus 2 equals 38 because they're vertical angles. Okay, again, I hope your eyeballs go right to one thing. Go to the plus 2. So we got a minus 2. Inverse operation. So minus 2 from the numbers. We can't combine it with the x's. So we still have 3x. We just got rid of these 2's. 38 minus 2 is just 36. Okay guys, what's going on with this 3 and the x? So how to get rid of multiplying? You got it, you got it. It is, Shane, good job. Okay, that one. Okay, let's, one more, maybe 2 more, probably 1 more. Okay, this one. Let me peek real. Okay, something's different about this one. Did you notice anything? X's on both sides. How do you deal with X's on both sides? It's still grouping. It's still putting all the numbers together. It's still putting all the X's together. Do you think it matters where you start?
No.
It doesn't. Again, I trained my eyeballs to see stuff. And so I look at that minus 96 first because it's big. Because how do you get rid of a minus 96?
Plus 96.
Let's do that first. Do you have it written down yet? The initial equation?
Yeah.
Okay. And then add 96 to both sides. So right here, I'm going to add 96. Over on the other side, where do I add 96?
3.
Can we combine it with x?
No.
It doesn't have an x, so we gotta do it with a 4. Alright, so we still have 3x. This is pretty convenient. Oh yeah, I wrote 94, sorry. Add 96. Good. 4 plus 96.
100.
Alright, we've got 3x plus 100 equals 5x. You might have to kind of talk yourself through this. We've got x's, numbers, x's. So what are we going to have to put together next? X's. Alright, 3 x's. How do we move them over there? What do you think, Sky?
I would add the x's together, like add 3 and 5.
Okay, right here. Let's think about this. We're going to add 3x to both sides. Right here, guys, what's 3x plus 3x? Uh-oh. Did we want to get rid of it or make it bigger?
Oh, you want
So 0.
We want to get rid of it. So don't add them, subtract them. Literally talk yourself through it. You want to subtract them. It's like Tyler's holding 3 x's. To get rid of them, I just take them away from him. Yeah? I know, right? And then over here, Maddie has 5 x's. When we take away 3 of her x's, how many does she have? 2. So now we're left with 100 equals 2 x's. We can do one more thing, Shane. Because what's going on with this 2 and x? They're timesing, so let's divide by 2. Grace, you got this. What's 100 divided by 2? 50. How many of you it's kind of coming back? It's been a while, but it's kind of coming back. Inverse operations. Yeah? Okay, perfect.